Hello, everyone. Just want to welcome you tonight to a quick minute. Read a devotion a couple of days ago, and it's just really been in my heart, been in my spirit. And the devotion was about Rachel versus Leah. And in the story of Leah and Rachel and Jacob, there in the middle part of Genesis, Jacob labored in agreement to marry Rachel for 7 years. He thought he was marrying Rachel, and but he got stuck with Leah. He loved Rachel. They had fell in love first sight, but he endured Leah. Yet Leah was fertile and produced many children, including Judah, the tribe that led to the birth of Jesus Christ, because he is the line of the tribe of Judah. Like I said, with Rachel, it was love at first sight, and with Leah, he had to learn to love her, almost against his will. Your harvest will come from the least attractive things in your life, things you have to learn to love. Sunday is my Rachel. The week, at times, is Leah. But actual growth will happen during the week and not just on Sunday. Preaching is my Rachel. Fasting is my Leah. But I don't grow when I preach, but I grow when I fast. Altar calls are like Rachel. Phone calls are like Leah. Sunday praise teams are Rachel. Rehearsals are Leah's. Sermons are Rachel. Home Bible studies are possibly Leah's. You get the gist. Eventually, we're married to both. The interaction of the Rachels and the Leahs in our life are interspersed and in such diverse ways that if we could pick and choose just the Rachels in our life, it might please and satisfy a part of us. But what happens to the Judahs that should come forth? But we need to learn how to love our Leahs just like we love the Rachels, because that's where our multiplication is going to come from. And sometimes that's where our harvest is truly going to come from. If we spend all of our energy loving and pursuing the Rachels, but in the end, Christ is going to come through Leah. So it's an interesting way to look at that Bible story and how that they were both in agreement and they were both matriarchs of the lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and then Jacob. And there's positives and there were negatives in all the children and definitely in all the wives. And we're not here to promote polygamy or promote multiple wives in marriage, but there are things in our life that we love and there's things that we don't love as much. And there's things that we're just passionate about with everything that's in us, and we could do it all day, every day. And then there's other things that feel more like work and maybe even drudgery. And it is the areas where we can get weary and well-doing. But, the Bible admonishes us not to be weary and well-doing, but that we're going to reap if we faint not. And how precious is it to know the miracle of the Lion of the tribe of Judah, who came from the one that was not so loved. They had to learn to love and even at times endure. There are things in all of our life that right now we're enduring them, but they're working for us, a far more exceeding eternal weight of glory. Isn't that amazing how that God will take those things in our life that seem a little bit hateful? It really reminded me of the book that I loved reading the first time I read it years ago when I was in high school, and that's Hinds Feet in High Places by Hannah Hubbard. And wow, that analogy that was just the much afraid, who was crippled and partially lame, but yet called and beckoned, to come to the high places. But how am I going to get to the high places when I'm crippled and lame? But she learned to walk those mountain paths through her pain, through the suffering of it, through the not so joyous journey with her companions, sorrow and suffering. And sometimes I feel like much afraid sitting in that hidden cleft of the rock under the waterfall and looking at my sack of rocks. And I just want to throw them out the door. But later, it's working a far more exceeding eternal way to glory, and every one of those rocks turned into a precious gemstone of a trial, overcame a hard place, a difficult place. This was agony to walk through, but it became a testimony, it became a joy, it became something precious in our life that although it was painful, we would never trade the experience, because it is in the test that we have a testimony. It is in the trial that we have triumph. And so we're rejoicing today, not just in Rachel, but in Leah as well. And we thank God for what our harvest is going to bring forth in those not so raging, beautiful things in our life that is so difficult at times. That's why James said, count it all joy, my brothers, my sisters, when you fall into divers temptations, knowing that the trying of your faith is working patience. Let patience have her perfect work, and you may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. We're all lacking in some areas, and there's parts of our own self that we could throw away if we would. But it is those parts and those portions that God is still working on, may still be on the potter's wheel. But rejoice in your infirmities today. Rejoice in those not so comely parts of yourself. Rejoice in your Leahs, not just your Rachels. Amen. We're working and serving, amen, for both. God bless you. Thank you for joining us for this quick minute. Have a great day.